I don't tend to do these memorial videos. Um, they can be overdone, um, and people start being eulogized who, not that they don't deserve it, everybody does, but we're at that age where a whole generation of icons are in their 70s and 80s, and these things happen. Uh, Robbie Robertson died, as you can tell from the title and whatnot. Um, Long-term friends, viewers, one and the same, will know I'm a massive fan of the band. They are my band. We've got the ongoing series. Um, Stage Fright was due to be next, with a few qualms about what Robbie did with the 50th anniversary set, but I'll postpone that. um, Robbie Robbie was the band's identity in terms of what they did as a unit thematically. Um, Levon was their voice, Richard was their soul, Rick was their heart, Garth was their magic, but Robbie was the one who made the band more than just a great band. He gave them focus, gave them purpose. Without Robbie and his great lust to explore the old strange America that may or may not have ever existed, the America of the Brown Album, of music from Big Pink, of W.S. Walcott's Medicine Show, then you wouldn't have the band, you would have the Hawks. World class guitar player, world class. Very happy to be understated, didn't need to show off, but if you listen to those early cuts with Ronnie Hawkins, he could shred. Or Bob Dylan, the live tour in '66, or indeed '74. Some of those versions of All Along the Watchtower in '74 are insane. But with the band, they never felt the need to be guitar hero, even though on solos for King Harvest Will Surely Come, it was immense. Or doing the acoustic parts while Bob Dylan played piano in Dirge on Planet Waves. I always tell the story about Eric Clapton's No Time to Cry album. One of the big magazines, Uncut, said Clapton's guitar on sign language is unique. Sounds like nothing he's ever done before. And I thought, yeah, it's probably because that's Robbie Robertson's guitar playing. It's not Eric Clapton. Just an immense legacy. Overshadowed for some by divisions, with especially Levon, but I tend to leave that to the guys, to the archivists as well, and just concentrate on the music, because Robbie hating, there are band groups who have to have in the rules no Robbie bashing allowed. There wouldn't be a band if it wasn't for Robbie or for Levon. So what's the point in choosing? Obviously, the last waltz, Robbie decided he was done with touring. Lived up to that. He never changed his mind. He only played a handful of dates ever after that. Guitar Festival in '91, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Probably his most abiding legacy will be, other than the band obviously, his work with Martin Scorsese. He's been working on all the soundtracks since King of Comedy. So when you think about all the great songs that have been used for Scorsese movies, it's usually Robbie that was the one that picked them. He also assembled musicians to do new tracks for the likes of digging on the name now. Colour of Money. Paul Newman and Tom Cruise. He got Ray Charles and Robert Palmer and whatnot, and to BB King to record new music. And then just after that, he had his own solo deal with a self-titled album produced by Daniel Lanois. Couldn't be further away from the sound of the band. It had guest spots from U2 and Peter Gabriel. It featured the pretty big hit single for him, Somewhere Down the Crazy River, which is great. Fallen Angel, which is maybe his best ever vocal. He was never a great singer, but Fallen Angel's got a wonderful, wonderful falsetto. It's a mixed album. There's half a great album in there and there's half very dated 80s-ness. But its follow-up, Storyville, is a masterpiece. It turns the 80s off. It was 91 by then. And funks it up with some New Orleans. That voodoo stuff don't do nothing for me, to quote that song. And then, there were more albums sporadically, including albums about his Native American identity. He was a half-breed, as he was called back in the day. He called himself, not that we use that term anymore. And his work's still to be released. He scored the new Scorsese film with DiCaprio and De Niro, the Killers of the August Moon, or whatever it's called, set on an Indian reservation, which is what a native reservation, which is why Robbie was perfect for the enemy, even if he'd never met Scorsese. But recently as the Irishman and things, he was doing those wonderful scores, and produced the Van Morrison track that was How You Paint Houses. So it's come as quite a shock that Robbie has died. 80-year-olds will do that on you. It's just so, it's out of the blue. That's another bloody Robbie song, Out of the Blue. Yeah, it's all so sudden. I don't think it's hitting. Yeah, so if you want to celebrate the legacy of Robbie Robertson, go to Dylan's Bootleg Series Live, Volume 4, the 66 tour, Disc 2, and listen to Robbie and the band play fucking loud. Listen to the first 2 albums by the band, and then definitely keep going after that. But certainly the first 2 are the masterpieces, Big Pink and the Brown album. And then try solo stuff. I think there's great stuff right up to Cinematic, his last album. I think there's great stuff. And not having a great voice ever, he didn't lose his voice. It stayed the same, so he could still work with what he had, such as it was. He did sing on band records, not often, but he sang on Kingdom Come and was it Saga Port Rouge from Islands? No, it was Knockin' Lost John from Islands. Doggone Knockin' Lost John. Great Depression was going strong. And then swivel back to some of that more miscellaneous stuff, like his playing on Planet Waves with Bob Dylan, like some of the live versions with the band from the 1971 residency at the Academy of Music in New York. And read his book. Robbie's book is wonderful. He was doing volume 2. I don't know if that's happened or not. Yeah, sucks all around. So Robbie, thank you for everything. Thoughts with Sebastian and his family. Brother Garth is the last man standing from the band. He's in a nursing home, the oldest member of the band, last man standing, and the only clean member of the band. So what did that tell you? Yeah, Robbie, thank you for everything. We will miss you, Look forward to hearing what you've still got coming out, soundtrack wise, hopefully book wise, and just thanks for a lifetime of listening. And maybe sometime see you again somewhere down the crazy river. Thanks, folks. See you soon.